Right then, welcome back, and today we're going to look at highlights from a 20-minute endurance race at Donington GP on the 2008 Ducati 1098R. Now, we went testing and pulled some big wheelies and did some stoppies and mucked about, and it went alright. We did a 126.120, which I was quite happy with, and that put us 17th, which for one of the older endurance bikes was okay. Tactics wise, well, I don't know. It was dry, they were all running softs, they were going to run fast setups, so power mode. So I kept the option of going long in my back pocket, and we ran a hard front, medium rear, and we were just going to suck it and see what happened off the start, and whether the AI and the autopilot, more importantly, were kind to us. And as starts go, it wasn't too bad. We reached the dizzy heights of 12th, 11th, before we kind of settled into the top 10. We get nosebleeds that far up the grid off the line, but the S1000 RR BMW is considerably faster than we are. But yes, 11th off the line, bike felt horrible, it's full of fuel, it's on cold tyres. It didn't want to turn, all the usual complaints from me at the start of an endurance race, but it was fast. We had so much more pace than the AI riders, it was daft. And up the hill, into the corner, the Kawasaki thought, I'll sort you right out, into coppice and spear tackle us. Now it took us, it took us the rest of the lap. We ended up down in 17th. Through Goddard's, the last corner, we managed to go round the outside of said Kawasaki. The blocking tactics were in full force from the AI most of the way through this as well. We're down the front straight into Redgate, we got past another, that put us up into 15th. So whilst I was annoyed the Kawasaki had knocked us off, actually, I mean, look at this here, like, go on, right across, don't worry about it. Down the back straight, 14th, yeah, it blocked us. It doesn't matter because we were, ooh, that was so close. We were so much better on the brakes. We were lacking a little bit of go. I did end up switching it down to eco mode. That was a little bit lastminute.com to try and run long in the vain hope of doing a no stopper. But I mean, again, across the line, we got loads of pace, so we flicked down to eco mode. It didn't quite work out that way, as you'll see in a little while. But lap 3, 12th, it took another lap or so to go round the outside of the R1. I don't recommend doing that. And that was 11th. And then look at this for a braking manoeuvre. This is absolutely delightful. Go on, get that right up here. Outbraked right down the outside. There's our friend on the BMW, whose mate on the Kawasaki spear tackled us earlier. And then again we go, that was so close. Seriously late and deep into the Melbourne hairpin. But it's working. End of lap 4, we're up to 8th. Gap to leader, GTL, the most important figure, 3.1 seconds. Lap 5, we misjudged the braking point down into the S's because we're getting way too carried away. And it's gone dark. Look at the state of the weather. I was convinced it was going to absolutely hose it down. We ended up down in 9th, but we weren't happy with that, so we kind of levered our sister 1098R Ducati out of the way. End of lap 6 through Goddard's again, get on the gas, everyone starts diving in the pits, dangerous. The number of riders that end up in the wall is quite filthy there. And again, round the outside of the Suzuki, oh yes, delightful. On the gas nice and early, even though it's on eco mode, she's still reasonably feisty in a straight line, but they did have the measure of us around, trying to go around the outside, again around the Melbourne hairpin, but the AI fall for the usual trick, inside outside. Then the end of lap 7, 1, 2, 3 into the pit lane, and we've got the lead, which felt a bit strange. We've got 48% fuel, 35% rear tyre, and we're just under 10 minutes. Now, I could have carried on in eco mode, the sun came back out. My concern was that I was going to run really long and really deep, and just run out of fuel and tyres. So I thought, no, I'll go in, we'll go hard front, soft rear, leave as it is. don't change it. I made that mistake at Road Atlanta a couple of days ago, which the video will be out in a few days. So yeah, and we just went for a little bit of gas just so I could pop it back up to a faster mode, more power. So I went for 50 odd, well, I aimed for 55 and got 56. And we came out the pits, I thought, in second, but then just as we were exiting, another rider went past in third. And the sun's come back out. It's a glorious, glorious evening on the Derbyshire, Leicestershire border at Donington Circuit. And we were having a bit of trouble. We didn't really have the straight line punch compared to, like, I mean, I say the newer stuff, that's a 2008 Fireblade, but the inline fours just seem to go a little bit harder as you rev them through. The Ducati's more about punch. Up to power mode, I think we've got loads of fuel, sod it, and we'll see what we can do. But look at the weather, glorious sunset, 25 degrees, 20 to 6 at night. I don't remember many days like that when I was a young man. But end of lap 11, 3 minutes left, and the leader's got 15% fuel. I thought he'll stay out, and no, he didn't. He went to the pits, and that meant the nearest crocodile was the South African, with 30% fuel left, a little way behind. But much to my disappointment, and we did have a whoopsie at lap 12. We did have a whoopsie. We had about a 5-second gap, and I managed to make a Horlicks of it into the Melbourne hairpin. But we had enough of a gap, and Mr. or Mrs. Sean Lewis decided they were going to pit anyway. I don't understand why. They've got 20% fuel left. What are we? 1 minute 50. That's 2 laps worth, isn't it? It's got to be easy peasy 2 laps worth. But they ploughed in the pits, which meant the Canadian. So it became quickly apparent that we'd built up enough of a lead and had a big enough gap that we didn't have to worry about it. And that's it. Time's up. We've done 14 laps. We've done 126.5, which is only 0.4 of a second slower than what we went while we were testing. The fuel lights just come on. We've got loads of front tyre, loads of rear tyre. It just went well. It was a much better way of doing an endurance race. Don't try and do a no-stopper. See how it goes. Leave yourself the option of running long if you can. And just pop in and grab some fuel and some tyres. It helps that I like the track. It helps the bike is beautiful. It's fantastic on the brakes. It's not mega grunty. It's fast enough. It's just a really nice bike to ride. It's one of my favourite endurance bikes, along with the Aprilia. But yeah, there you go. The full version came out this morning, so I won't worry about that. And yeah, 2 weeks off work coming up, so I'm going to get another massive endurance race done, so I'll record that. I'm sure that'll be a wonderful journey for everybody. And we won by 17.8 seconds in the end, so there you go. There's your setup. So for those of you that want to have a go, yeah, if you do have a go, let me know how it went. And that's your lot. Thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, thanks for liking, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and fingers crossed, I will see you next time. Take care, stay safe, peace.